We are live. Listen, man, shout out to anybody watching this on the replay. Always shout you guys out first because that's how most people watch on the replay. But we are waiting to get our folks in here on the live. This is the Friday Live brought to you by the Hood. I'm your host as always, Jimmy, with my partner in crime, Core. Core, what's up, good brother?
Man, I'm chilling like a villain. You know what I mean? 80s style. Chilling like an 80s style villain. You know what I mean?
I heard that.
B-boy stance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, all that good stuff. Yo, I see our folks coming in. As you come in, please let us know who's here. Let us know where you're checking in from. We come on every Friday. We just talk about what's going on in our life in the world. We talk about all things Black wealth and personal finance and ratchet memes, all kinds of good stuff, man. So let us know. Let us know who is here.
Marie.
Yeah, absolutely. Let us know who's here, what you got going on, and how's life, man. GC is in the building. GC, what's good with you, man? The Algo guy. What's good, GC? My things with you, good brother. Yeah, man. So on Cordo, how was your week?
It was all right. I accomplished a few things. I ain't, again, I made a little bit of money. I ain't lose none. So anytime you can make some money and not lose none, I feel like I'm a winner when I don't lose no money. Because there's two ways to make more money. Is to make more and to not lose none. You know what I mean? Or spend
Yes, sir.
less. So
yes, sir.
I feel like I won just by not losing. So
listen, man. GC says that he is back active in the meme coin space. Oh man, be careful, man. Just be careful. Lance is here. What's up, Lance?
Lance will make you dance.
Yo, everybody here, do me a favor. Please hit the like button, hit the love button. Let's get these numbers up for us. Please share this out. Hit the like button. K Diggy's in the building. What's good, K Diggy?
What it is, though?
Detroit's in the building. What it is, though? Hey, listen, man, them Lions in the playoffs, dog. They got one win away from the NFC chip game. They don't even sound right.
It don't, but
yo, that sounds crazy.
I can't say nothing because my team stink.
Still, shout out to the Lions, man. I'm actually, underdog story. Everybody roots for the underdog, man. Shout out to them, man.
I root for them to come out the NFC because I don't like San Francisco.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of folks don't, but it is what it is, man. Jose's in the building. What's good, Jose? The rain. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Hey, we got folks catching them all over the place.
That's what's up. Kentucky in the house.
Kentucky's in the building. I see Lions and y'all really are having a nice little run,
right? They having a renaissance.
Shipped up with the Wolverines, the Lions. It's something else happened positive in Detroit too. Like I forgot what it was. I was just reading something else about Detroit. Like y'all rolling right now.
rolling
right now, man. Y'all
rolling.
Al Prophet, new stuff to talk about, man. Yeah, man. So
all right, I'm sorry. I gotta turn this buzzer off.
Yo, crazy thing, man. Like, our topic today is about grown children. It's an article I want to read, get you guys' perspectives. We talk about finance and Black wealth from a lot of different angles, and I thought this was an interesting article, right? Which I'll bring up in a second. But there's been a lot of news that cracked the day, man. The S&P is cooking like it always does, being held up by tech. But one of the things I saw on the news today, which was crazy, was Sports Illustrated. Like, boom, right? They're just gone. Like Sports Illustrated, the legendary publication, laid off everybody. Whole business laid off. I said, damn. That's nasty work, man. Shout out to those, let me cut these rings. Shout out to those employees, man. Hopefully they land on their feet, but that was crazy. Markets on that booger sugar. So the Ron makes a great point too. Basically, they had to sacrifice the Pistons for all this other success they got, man. Everything happened but the sorry Pistons. They had to be sacrificed. So everybody else, they lay off the models too. That was 1099 work, pretty much the writers. But the thing about it is, as you start to dig back, you start to realize that business has been struggling for years. The debt's been crazy for years. And their current structure was really one where someone licensed the name Sports Illustrated, had some writers still on staff, even though, one of the people within the CEO of the company that had the license got caught up in using like AI to write articles, but that's another story. So it's been a shell of itself. print publication.
They just said basically forget it.
Yeah, print publication is dead. Like, the money is in the digital space. It is what it is. And it's interesting because you see how many of the legacy publications were slow to embrace digital, and now digital brands have become bigger than them in the digital space to the point we don't care about a Sports Illustrated. I mean, yeah. So that's what's interesting, man. And that's the thing, though. If you're in a space, right, and you dominate and you make millions and billions of dollars, and another space comes along that threatens that legacy space, what are you to do? Are you to slowly embrace it? Are you to try to make as much money as humanly possible while you can, knowing you're going to die? Like, how do you do that?
Yeah, slowly embracing it ain't going to work because we've seen companies try to slowly embrace stuff and get manhandled.
Do you just like jump like all at this? But then you have to be like cautious of things that just come and go. Some things only come and go.
Yeah,
and some things are truly revolutionary.
So my thing is this: you can embrace it without fully changing your business model. My thing is, if you see that, let's just say digital and print, right?
Mm-hmm.
If as a print company, you seen the writing on the wall 10 years ago, why wouldn't you move? Like when Facebook became popular and Google and YouTube and all that stuff, print media start going down the tubes. And then when Twitter and all, like, so that was the precursor to all of the other print media stations. Now you got Barstool and all of these other publications
so
that took over that space. And now,
all right, so let me clarify what I was saying, because I mean that's part of it too. Let me catch up on these. Brian, the glue is in the building. What's good?
What it is though?
In the building. I want to get to this comment. Lorraine says that Blockbuster should be the model for leaving or adjusting. I've been trolling Vanguard for the past week. Every time Vanguard tweets something, I just send them back a picture of Blockbuster. I'm trying to see if I can get Vanguard to block me, but they haven't blocked me yet. Although some of my Blockbuster pics got like thousands of likes from other folks. I just been trolling Vanguard. But anyway, but the point I'm saying is, Core, sometimes things come along that aren't truly revolutionary, but they're fly by night things. And I guess as a big entity, you can't just embrace every little thing. You got to figure out where I'm going to really invest capital and resources into and what I'm not going to. But it's interesting because there's two ways to approach it, right? So you're supposed to adopt a new tech and incorporate it into your business. That's one way to look at it, right? But let me give you a different perspective. So I was listening to a hedge fund manager, and he was talking about why some of the old legacy banking and investment folks don't embrace like Bitcoin, right? And he said, it's very simple. If I made multiple billions of dollars doing thing one way and something comes up that can like affect that, why, even if it's true, why am I going to give that the time of day? He said, so it's two things I could do. I could do that, like add it to the portfolio and embrace it, or milk this other side for as much as possible. And
then go out on your shield when you
exactly. So that's another way to do it.
Just be like, look, all right, I'm out of here.
Yeah. Vidon is in the building. What's up, family? Don saw me trolling Vanguard. Don, I don't know if you noticed that because I saw Don like laugh at one of them. I've been doing that all week. Anytime they post, I just troll them with a Blockbuster.
You are a wild dude.
I'm trying to get the ghost of Jack Bogle to come back and block me, man. Anyway, SI might need to do a collect call podcast like Dave Mason said. Bringing Cam Mason, OJ. Yo, that's the thing, though. Media has just changed. CJ, what's really good? What's really good? What's really, really good? Yeah, man. So that's just interesting to see that, man. But the main topic I want to talk about is grown children, man. How many folks that are watching live? We got folks on both Facebook and YouTube watching live. Shout out to everybody watching live. We definitely appreciate the live audience, and we will do our giveaway pretty soon. We're not going to be here long this evening because I gotta go shovel. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Damn.
Young boys only. I was trying to get a young boy good from covered out. Young boys don't come around no more. They ain't even out here hustling no more, man. So I gotta get it done. It is what it is. But it really just stopped snowing, bro. It's snowing all day.
Damn.
All day.
It was 70 degrees here today.
Okay. What's up, fam? I'm running through all the MDC classes this year. I need to talk about that altcoin class to see how much of it is still current, or if y'all want to do an update on it. That's the class I'm eating through right now. So that's a good point, Michelle. I gotta talk to Russ about that because Russ did most of the altcoin stuff.
Yeah.
and stuff changes so fast
Yeah,
that I gotta
that's
rewatch it
right.
myself and see what's still relevant, because a lot of that stuff's probably ain't relevant no more.
Yeah, we probably got to erase that
You know,
because it ain't.
I'm strictly Sats anyway, but that's either here nor there. Rochelle's in the building. What's up, family?
What
Yeah,
it
man.
is
So
though.
for everybody watching though, do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the love button, share this out, do all that good stuff, man.
Detroit in the
So
house, man.
you say what?
I said Detroit is all up in the
Oh
crib.
yeah, shout out to Detroit, man. Detroit is the place to be right now, man. Tay and Dan both here. What's up, y'all? Yo,
Year.
how many of y'all got children that are like, you know, teenagers or grown children?
You know, I got a couple teenagers and I got one in college.
So I was reading this article. I'm getting ready to share with y'all. The official cola is here. Jose, look at this. Look at this. Someone trolling our joint. Let me go in here and block them.
As us. Trolling us.
Yeah. We are not asking you to do anything related to anything. So let me go into the comments and block these folks while we up here. But let me know if y'all got grown children, because it's the reason I'm asking. I'm gonna read this article so we can get into it. Let's see. All right. Boom. Oh, you can do it right here from StreamYard. Block user. Here we go. Delete the comment.
Look at the blow.
All right, FOH. All right, so with that being said, here we go. In the class, you use altcoins to mine BTC. I don't even do that no more, right? So I did used to use, that was one of my strategies, right? I like to set up things I call different types of miners, fiat miners, all kinds of miners. That was one of my strategies. But at this point, though, Michelle, I don't even do that no more, because I go straight to the source. I just stack sats. But that was an old strategy. Don says F them kids. LaJoya says she does. Rochelle says she does. 15 and two 13-year-olds, 18 and a 13, 16 and a 14. All right. I definitely don't miss those days of shoveling snow in Detroit. Crazy part is I be trying to look out for the young boys, because I'm like, yo, I want to put money in their pocket, but you know, they ain't out here. So it is what it is, though.
Yeah, they ain't
All right,
about
but
that.
let me read this article for y'all that got, like, you know, teenagers and eventually we'll have young adults, because I think this is interesting and poignant to talk about when we talk about wealth, right? So everybody talks about wealth and wants to give you, like, you know, run the plays and all that, but I could talk about things holistically and also from a culture standpoint. So let's get to this article real quick. All right, Corey, let me know.
Yeah, the article up.
All right, so it's from Market Watch. It says, I can't afford to keep paying for two households. My adult sons live rent-free in my house while I pay for 50% of utilities in my second husband's condo. So,
whoa.
Let me finish. I don't know how to get my boys out of my house so I can clean it up, stage it, and list it for sale. So it says in 2007, my now ex-husband and I bought a home where we lived as a family with our two boys for just a few years before we divorced in 2009. I refinanced the house in my name and have paid the mortgage and utilities as a single parent ever since. In 2016, I met and started dating a man. We lived apart only about they're here trying to block my article. Watch this. Let me show y'all real quick how to, we about to get around that though. And y'all ain't learned this from me, by the way. So I'm about to pull the article up real quick, but y'all ain't learned this from me. Is my screen still sharing, Corey?
It's still sharing the other screen. It ain't sharing the new.
I gave this play away. Speaking of run the play, how to get around those blocks. But you know,
that right there worth $30 a month.
So now back to the article they tried to block me from. All right, so with that being said, in 2016, I met and started dating a man. We lived apart only about 10 to 15 minutes from each other. So in 2021, after I battled cancer, he proposed and I accepted. We only lived a few minutes apart, so I stayed at my husband's 2-bedroom condo Thursday through Sunday and spent Sunday through Thursday at my house where I work from home, and I did this for years. My oldest son moved back in with me in 2021. He graduated high school in 2017, and I gave him a gap year living at my house to decide on his next move, after which he moved out and started his career. He lived on his own for a few years, and lived with my parents for a year. He met a girl, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, with all that being said, that son moved back in, right? In 2022, she got married, and they didn't move in together full time, and she had both houses, right? So now her youngest son is 19, graduated high school in 2023, but she moved out of the house to live with her husband full time. And now she has her 2 boys staying in the old house that she owns, and she's paid the mortgage utilities on, just to kind of like, make this fast. She said to keep both households going so her youngest could have a gap year of his own and to cushion her oldest. So she's trying to give them a head start by providing somewhere for to live while they get their life together. But now it's 2024. She can't afford to keep both households without affecting her ability to save for her retirement. So she doesn't know how to get her boys out of the house. And they live in an area where the average 2-bedroom apartment is about $1,800 a month. Her youngest does have a full-time job, makes about $2,400 a month. The youngest makes about $1,000 a month while he goes to school, and they simply can't afford to move out. But at the same time, she can't afford to keep up both houses. To complicate it, she has about $100,000 in equity in the house. And she wanted to sell the house to pay off debts and get a little car and then put some money into her retirement account. She said her mother, who has had a long, successful career in real estate, thinks that she should wait and let the equity continue to build, giving her boys more of a cushion, right? So she wants to know what's the best thing for her to do. I thought this was a poignant article for a couple different reasons, right?
No, this is complicated because
it's very complicated, right?
They're not vagrant young boys. They just can't afford to live wherever the city they at.
So the other thing is, so one makes $2,400, one makes $1,000. They make about $3,400, and the rent is about $1,800. But the thing I think is interesting about this article is because like she's trying to do the right thing in terms of giving them a leg up, but now it's becoming to her detriment. And the question is, how much or how do you navigate? Here they go with this again. They keep doing it. But how do you navigate that space where you want to give them a heads up, but you also don't want to make them just like completely dependent upon you, and kind of like stunt their growth, right? That's the whole thing that my man got canceled now, but with Brian McKnight at the time was talking about like his kids like literally just living on him to the point where they wouldn't move, and he was trying to give him a heads up. Now this is his perspective; they have a different perspective. But at some point he was like, "Yo, I just got to cut you completely off," and he went cold turkey with him. So how do you navigate that? Like, what do you do in that situation? And also, Core, to ask you to start the conversation before we get to our folks, how do you plan on dealing with that? You have an oldest who's brilliant young man in college and all that. Like, how do you give him a head start without kind of like stunning his growth and his ability to grow and take care of himself?
I personally date my kids till I die, so I deal with whatever comes with that. Like that's my parenting, where I come from with that. So if he is struggling with something, it's my job to help him to go ahead and be a productive member of whatever society he chooses to live in. Me giving him an advantage is paying for college and doing all of the stuff that we're doing now. So that when he comes out of school, he doesn't come out with the ton of debt and all of that stuff. He's coming out with job possibilities and things and all of that, that come with the degree that he's getting. So he doesn't like living at home. So I know he's not going to be.
He's out.
Yeah, he out when he get the first, he on the first thing smoking.
So it's interesting. One thing you said is interesting. You was like, they mine until I close my eyes. They basically yours, right? And I've seen people take that approach, but I've also seen people take that approach and then regret it later because they feel like, man, I kind of like didn't allow them to grow because I just.
My thing is, if he don't want to be at home, he can like. I don't hold hostages, right? So
no, that's not what I'm saying. Not what I'm saying. I hold hostages, but also just like don't force them to grow because you're not you per se. I'm talking about just in general.
They always got a safety net, so they don't feel like they can. If they don't want to, they don't have to. And
I've seen that with friends and family, right? I mind my business. I don't tell people how to raise their kids, but I've seen that to the point where, and I've seen people actually say that, like, man, they start blaming themselves because they kind of like, for lack of a better term, stunt their growth.
My thing is this:
so that balances.
Being a black man
Mm-hmm.
The world that we live in, and knowing how difficult things are for black men, and I got
Mm-hmm.
4 black boys.
Yeah.
I gotta have that safety net is something that they're going to need.
Yes.
Not to say that they won't thrive or all of that, but if they need to be able to do their thing. Like my perspective is this: they get to try everything because they have that safety net.
So it's funny, right? So GC's thought is something I thought about too. She should have gotten them right earlier, right? So I think about that. I was having a conversation with my wife earlier, right? So one of the young men in our family, he's in his 20s, and he just got out on his own. But he's like one of them mama's boys, you know. I'm talking about a complete mama's boy to the point where it's kind of like it's irritating. And his mom has cooked, cleaned, done everything for him, right? So now he's finally out on his own, and he like realized like, yo, I don't know how to cook, I don't know how to clean, I don't know how to wash my own damn clothes. Like my mom been doing this for me. So I joked, I'm like, and then she gets pissed, like, you a grown man. I'm like, but you didn't teach him how to survive, right? So it's your fault, kinda. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where like you can't just someone just hits an age and you expect them to know things when you didn't prepare them to live in this world without you.
Yeah,
Right. I think a parent's true job is like preparing their kids to kind of take care of themselves.
yeah, which is why we sent them to school. Like, because we could have sent them somewhere local and
Mhm.
paid less, but he's living. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we helped him find a job. He's paying for his own stuff while he's at school. We're just paying
Mhm.
for food. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So he's getting that experience.
So Jose says charge him half the mortgage. That might be a plan too. Charge him a little bit while you're there. Whatever,
Yeah,
you
you
know.
don't break them, but you got to, you
Yeah.
charge them, and that's something that
GC
I'll
said
look
that.
at.
What type of career path did you set them before? And here, Diamond Dave said what I just said, right? It's the foundation you set. People be acting like children. I see that so much. Like, yo, you 18 now. You should be able to do this. You 21 now. You should be able to do this. I'm like, when did you ever teach them to do this?
Never
Like,
will.
stuff just doesn't come with an age. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not you hit an age and all of a sudden you just know how to do X, Y, Z. It don't work like that. So Dave's and shout out to Diamond Dave. Make sure y'all support Diamond Dave's channel. Some of the most successful people in the world, like Bill Gates, Bezos, Zuckerberg, had major safety nets. That's true, right? So, well, they had major investments, right? But that's what I'm talking about, that balance, right? Because you do want to give your kids a head start. You do want to provide them and give them things, but you got to have that balance. He said, now she got to deal with that situation. I think it's teaching. You teach children to be self-sufficient while also being that safety net. That's the balance right there, Lance. So how do you do both?
Yeah, and
How do
so
you do both?
that's why we decided to send him away for school, though. So we was like, look,
That gives him experience of having to take care of himself.
yeah, like don't call me for no money, bro. Like we paid for school, and we set you up. We got you a job.
Mm-hmm.
Your job is to go to class, take your ass to that job, and get the best grade, and do all the stuff.
Yeah, so
You know what I mean?
but you're preparing him to kind of take care of himself, and that's the thing. It sounds like
Yeah. Now, if he called me for money, I'm going to give it to him, but that's not.
Yeah.
He doesn't know that.
Yeah. So
'Cause
shout
I
out to
told him
CJ.
not to
Hopefully
do it.
CJ watching this and about to hit your cash app. But anyway, listen, already looking for housing based on where he's going for grad school. However, he'll have to be accountable. There's no need for the kids to struggle just because we struggled, having to figure things out. That's an excellent point. That's an excellent point because a lot of times I feel like a culture we glorify the struggle. Like I get it, but yeah, come on, man. We glorify the struggle to the point where I see people glorifying the struggle that they didn't even struggle I'm like, I know I saw your upbringing. You didn't struggle. So what are you even talking about? But anyway, I promise I won't at you. Do y'all think that was awkward for that chick recording herself getting fired, crying online after 3 months of under par work? I'm trying to think which story this is. I don't know if I saw the story, Howie. Let me know what story you talking about. I thought you was talking about when you first started reading. I thought you was talking about the brick chick, the brick lady who got hit in the face with the brick. That's been all on my timeline. I saw that story. Well, now it's questionable whether it actually happened. So that's a whole other thing. That's been on my timeline. What else has been on my timeline? It's a lot of during the course of a week, so much madness crossed my timeline that I'm not even sure if I know what story you're talking about, Howie. I saw the chick. It's a chick on my timeline. I know Don be on Twitter like me, so Don might have saw it. She was trying to give her boyfriend a compliment, and she wrote a long post talking about y'all like them thugs. See me, I've never been happier now that I got this nerd dweeb by my side. And she called herself, giving him a compliment. Everybody was like, sis, you kind of dissing the boy. Anyway, I had an eye opener when they didn't know how to sweep. That sounds crazy, but I get it. Like, you got to teach people how to. You have to actually.
That's 100%.
You got to teach people how to,
whatever you want them to do, you got to teach them how to do it.
Dog, and this is what I'm saying. Like, I have things in my family where they're like certain cousins, nephews, nieces, like where they're like their only child, and because they're only child, their parents spoil them to the point where they don't know how to do anything. And I'll be sitting there just looking like I don't say nothing. I'm like, it's gonna be a problem when they get a little bit older. That's gonna be a problem. My kids aren't grown yet, but my mom still helped me after I left for college, and even once I graduated, and it kind of had a okay, got you. A stepwise decrease in assistance. Got you. Hey, listen, that village is a real thing. You gotta have a village.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing, right? Your mom didn't just leave you to do whatever you had to do. Like, and the reason why I will never do that to kids, because my family never did that to me. Like, the reason why I struggle a lot right now is because anytime I needed something in my life, I never had to ask anybody outside my family for it.
Yeah.
Like, my aunties took care of it. My pop took care of it. My uncles, my cousins. Like, if I needed to do something and I'm like, yo, I need 30K or I need 20K or I need 500 or I need 200 or, I literally could just call somebody and say, look, this is when you're going to get it back.
That's a village.
That's a village, right? But like right now, all of those people passed. You know what I mean? Like over the last 7 or 8 years, except everybody but my pop. You know what I mean? Like all my aunties and my uncles, and you know what I mean? Like, is my village, they died of old age, and it's not like they died of something crazy. Like they just
No, I mean that's the circle of life.
That's the circle of life. And so, but now I want to become part of that village for for the people that's coming
as you should.
You know what I mean? So it's harder now because in the internet age, it's harder. Like I don't know why it's harder, but it's just way harder to be like that.
Jamil says my 81-year-old Gma has my 40-year-old mentally challenged cousin, my 35-year male, my married 52-year-old aunt and her 46-year-old husband living on her dining room floor of a dilapidated 3-bedroom mobile home that don't help out, that she still calls the kids. Wow. They don't help with bills, smoke trees all day, and are in danger of getting out of the park for excessive weed aroma and a pit bull. She's trapped out in his wow. They're going to be able to move into a house. But, and that's part of, I've seen that a lot too. It's interesting working in real estate for so long. One of the things that I see as an investor, it's like easy to get cribs this way. But when there's like, we used to have the thing where stop losing granny's house. But there's a thing when the elders, they try to do right by the next generation, and they'll take a piece of, we talk about this all the time, take a piece of property and leave it to like 7 people. And that's a disaster waiting to happen. Michelle says that a man who has not prepared his children for his own death has failed as a father. King Shaka. Yeah. Wakanda. When I have kids, they're not going to have to worry about having somewhere to stay or what they're going to do as long as they follow my instructions. That's the key part right there.
You don't know. You don't have kids, bro. You don't have kids.
GC has a strong personality.
Statement alone tells me you don't have kids.
They're going to already have their careers planned out. GC got a strong personality, so guess what? Your kid's going to be like you, and it's going to make you proud and drive you crazy.
You're going to love them to death, but that following instructions part, bro. Listen.
I agree, Jose. Kahan, what's really good? Pascal says safety first.
Always.
Safety first, always. My 22, I've been trying to show him how to budget for years. 22-year-old son. Many children don't have a safety harbor or the game to be successful. They don't know any better. Yeah. The funny thing is, you can't blame them. You got to blame who, what Emilio Sparks say. I don't blame you. I blame your old heads. Our kiddos are very independent. That's a good thing. If you come back home, he definitely paying, but not my bills. I'll put his money away for a deposit or a down payment. I've seen people do that, charge their kids, and then after a couple years, they have a couple grand, be like, all right, so here's money for your first apartment or house, whatever you want to do.
You paid for it. You just ain't know you paid for
Yeah,
it.
you ain't know you paid for it. He watching right now. Okay, bet. Yeah, they about to get that.
Don't do
about to get that cash app request.
Don't do it.
How black kids going to compete against other groups while they making $1,000, $2,500 a month and got to pay $1K a month just to survive? You can't get ahead like that. I mean, that's part of it, right? But that's why it's an interesting question, because no one's saying that you just, you know what I mean? Like you just throw them away, like go ahead and do your thing. But there's also a balance too, because you even see it with wealthy families sometimes, right?
You see it more with wealthy families.
I had a long conversation today with our brother, Coach Carter, and I was messing with him because he was talking about his kids and how much he literally spends for education and investing in his kids. He was like, I'm investing so much money in my sons. I said, well, that's what you're supposed to do. He said, yeah, but they probably gonna Madam CJ Walker everything I'm building and blow everything by the second generation. I was like, don't think that way. But you see it sometimes when you have someone to build up a legacy and the next generation just takes it for
They
granted.
don't care about they because they didn't build it. Like that's the thing. Anything that somebody didn't work for, they're not going to take care of.
Yeah, yeah.
And so you gotta, if you want them to take care of it, you gotta incorporate them into that. You gotta show them that it's important, or they not going to take care of it.
Yo, remember we had the brother on our show who works in like private funding, and he said he was talking about how people build these businesses and all this, and like I want to leave this to my kids. And he like, your kids don't even. He said most of the time the kids don't even want their raggedy business. Like the kid wants nothing to do with that. They want to go be a, they want to go work at they want to go work at an aquarium or something.
Yeah,
but they don't even care about the fact that you got a business. They don't want to do it. So interesting, man. Hey, Cookie, what's good? Good evening to everybody. So what's good, Cookie? All right, so it's that chick who got fired from Cloudflare or one of these tech companies, and it's been all over the internet this week. Oh, I did see something like that. I know it was Cloudflare. I saw it from a tech company. I do know what you're talking about. I didn't read the full story. The Joy said she's been paying bills since 13. Sheesh. I haven't. I'm grateful every day for the village, but I definitely see so many people that constantly try to be independent of the village and then suffer.
Man.
My village had been Corey outside of some cousins and a few friends. Oh, look at that, Corey. Look at you, man. Shot the core, man.
I take care,
Y'all supposed to take care of each other. Hey, Brittany, what's going on? Even if you set a foundation, you have to have them put their hands on it and build on top of what you started and not just benefit from it.
Facts.
Yeah, good point. We all saw what happened to Tori Spelling from 90210. She was spoiled as a child and as an adult. Her dad finally cut her off when her spending became utterly outrageous. The lesson I took from that was provide your children with a safety net, but don't coddle them from real world consequences. Her pop had that chicken and she was going.
He wrote every show that was on TV.
Yeah, but she was going nutty.
But noodles.
Yeah, so my parents requested that I relocate when I was 18. While it made me very independent, it caused a rift that's there to this day. We are cool, but I never put myself in a position to depend on them because I don't trust them to hold me up. Ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Now we really having a conversation.
Yeah.
Now we really having a conversation, man. One of the things that I had, was doing research when we started our camp, and some of the research I saw was like completely shocking to me. Because I was just looking up like ways to educate the youth on money, why you should educate kids on money, and I came across this one study that said that your financial habits are built into you by the time you're 7 years old. I never forget it because I was reading. I was like 7 years old.
Yeah,
I'm like, so
if you learn, they're gonna be scared. If you know what I mean, like
yeah. And what it was talking about is like how much of money is truly emotional, right? So it kind of doesn't matter whether you come from means or you don't come from means. Your relationship to money is just like you built from however you were taught to treat money. So sometimes that even works against people that have resources, because you see kids sometimes that come from families with money and they think that money can just solve all problems. And then they get into the real world and they have money and they can't solve whatever problem they have and they just lose it. Or you have a relationship with money where you just operate from scarcity because that's what you were taught. But that was always interesting to me. By 7 years old, that's crazy. That's crazy. Once I was 7 years, my fault. It could be enabling to allow them to live rent-free indefinitely. They don't always appreciate it and sometimes become entitled, and that's what you got to watch for. Lord, just got here. Are we talking entitled ass kids? Because listen, so we're just talking about the relationship that when you have adult kids or even teenage kids, what's that balance between giving them a safety net versus making having them become entitled? Like you want to give them an advantage, but you don't want it to get too far. So I definitely don't ascribe to that 18 and out philosophy that many Black households live by. 18 is not old enough to fly unassisted. I don't subscribe to that either, Michelle, at all. I moved out at 19. Where I'm from, we were raised to get out early. It did not have to do with money. People thought that was how you should raise kids so they don't turn out lazy. And Dave, that's the part too. So, and that's another thing about this conversation too, is in having a big family, right? And I'm pretty sure all you guys can relate to what I'm getting ready to say. You may have cousins or even your kids or uncles, aunts. All 19s ain't the same. You ever have someone in your family that's like 19, 20, got it all together, and then you got some 19, 20 and they don't know how to tie their shoe? Like, there's different levels of being an adult. You dig what I'm saying? All kids aren't the same. So I know the rich, wealthy create things to support their children as young adults. Working class believe in the myth of independence. That's an excellent point, Dave. Create things to support their children as young adults. Man, it's funny because I was literally a couple hours ago talking to Coach Carter, and that was one of the things he said. He was talking about a specific property and how if he did everything right and got the property without a note, that could literally pay for like college, right? The property itself would pay for it. And that's one of those thoughts where you set something up. They don't necessarily have to work in the business, but you give them an asset that'll kick off capital. That's the safety net right there.
Yeah, they screw that off too, but not as easily.
Okay, so Chad says, my son could have stayed as long as he wanted. He left when he was not equipped or ready. Well, can he come back though? You know what I mean? Like, come back, like to get himself ready. Kids do be entitled. Constantly have to keep our kiddos grounded and humbled. 18 to me is just a random number. My cousin and I were sent to college to come back and take care of grown people, other relatives, and younger siblings. I moved out at 17 and never looked back. It's just what I'm saying. Like, all 17s and 18s are not the same. Can't guarantee how my children would turn out, but I will definitely be teaching them sales skills, bartering, and how to legally flip, buy low, sell high early. Nothing wrong with that. I stayed at home though. I stayed at home through college, and my parents and grandparents would let my siblings and I live in their homes we wanted to. So there we go. Here's the other side. We know that most people don't really mature mentally till 25 or 30. Another excellent point. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. I often think about that, right? How what they say, like I was joyful. I'm gonna make it to this comment. But how the things that you know now, right? So, Core, the things you know now, imagine you equipped with that knowledge at the age of like 25. Right? I think about that often, like, damn, wisdom is kind of wasted on the old, right? And you get frustrated when you try to give someone the game you got because you know how things work, but they got to figure it out themselves.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of don't have that excuse because I know the only thing I didn't know was how to run a household because I didn't have to actually run. I didn't have kids and all of that stuff.
I'm not talking about just a house. I'm talking about the knowledge that you possess now.
Okay.
You put that into your 25-year-old. It could be anything. It could be the knowledge you have on how to trade an option.
Okay.
Imagine you had the knowledge at 25.
Yeah, I didn't know how to trade options at 25 at all.
That's just one thing. I'm saying it could be anything.
I'm just saying, yeah, like, I mean, yeah. I
I would 100% be in a different position. I would, yeah.
That's
Like,
what I'm saying.
yeah,
It's tough to figure out the balance. And joyful, I think that's the answer right there. Because I also it's so many variables. This is almost like running a model, right? Because first of all, each kid is different. Everybody is living off their experience. Shout out to the locks. And there's too many variables for it to be one clear cut way. I mistakenly thought that my son would inherit my drive and getting it out like I did. I knew when I left for college I wasn't coming back, but things are also different now. They are definitely not as prepared for life skills as we were. Too many distractions. And that's the other thing too, like because you have a certain level of drive. And I was talking to someone today and they were breaking down, I was going over this property I have in the Olney section of Philadelphia. And I was telling them like, yo, I only owe like 40 bands on this property. I had it appraised as like 240. And they were giving me this whole thing where, yo, you could take the equity out and then go down and buy blah, 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 and then do this, that, and the third. And then I'm like, yeah, but I don't feel like it. Like literally, that's my reason. Like that's literally my reason. It's not financial. Got nothing to do with the math or the numbers. Like I'm lazy.
Like I don't have to, so I
don't want to do it. Like I just don't want to do it. Like I understand exactly what you're saying, but yo, I don't feel like it. Like
I'm not mad at that at all.
Yo, I'm a lazy investor, dog. You know, we talk about lifestyle design, and I really live that. I live my raps, dog. I'm lazy investor. I don't sometimes like. I measure things by, literally when we talk about own your time and space, I take that seriously. Like, do I want to spend my time doing this or do I want to spend my time doing that? I value time so much more now than I ever have. Like, I just make decisions different. Anyway, in the 90s, we was teenagers trying to live like we was 30. That just don't work because you don't have the, yeah, man. Dog, some of the stuff I did as a teenager, man, I don't even know how I'm here talking to y'all. Yeah, trying to be old. Dave, you right, bro.
I can't lie. I lived like I was never going to make it to this age, and it cost me that a lot of stuff when I actually made it to this age. You know what I mean? Like that's something that being, starting off poor, then running into money, and then, being an upstanding human being. Like that cycle, right? I never, under no circumstances, thought I was gonna make it to this age. I promise that I never thought that I was gonna make it.
But that's a problem too, though.
I never thought I was gonna make it out of my 20s. I'm just
I'm saying, but that's a problem too because when people have that mentality, they operate.
You have to operate differently when you don't like my day-to-day operations. Like I used to just live like there was no tomorrow because I never thought that tomorrow was promised to me. Literally, like I thought somebody was gonna get me out of here. I'm just gonna keep.
No, you ain't the only person I've heard say that before. But what I'm saying is that affects how you navigate the world, man.
Yeah, I really thought somebody was gonna get me up out of here. And
so
by the grace, that I've had experiences that took me away from a lot of the stuff that would have actually made that happen.
So the great American poet, his name is Sean Jacobs. Some call him Sheik Luch. He says that you plan for your future because you figure you're gonna be older way longer than you're gonna be younger. So,
yo, that's one of my favorite lines he's ever said.
Plan for your future, because you figure you're gonna be older way longer than you're gonna be younger. It's very simple, but it is what it is. GC says most kids gonna do what people around them are doing. Most of these parents not honest about the foundation they lay down for their kids, and they try to take the blame. Don't do what I do. Do what I say.
That don't work.
How many people
does not work?
I'm not saying it does, but how many people have heard that before?
Oh, every child has heard that. Almost every child.
So Chad said he can come back, but not with his girlfriend and 3 kids. Dang, they get grands though. All right. He will also have to save for his future home. He can't stay forever.
That's reasonable.
All right, for a while I've been thinking that kicking them out when they can actually be useful in terms of building an empire is crazy. Yeah. You could potentially have a bunch of adults that can get capital and you could potentially do some amazing things. You have to pay for them for 2 decades when they can't actually build with you. You tell them to go away. It doesn't make sense. That's the thing, though. You have, the idea of having that drive and even them wanting to build. That's the other part. I agree, Dave. Will you build on the Country Wayne post? I didn't put that post up about Country Wayne. I thought that was a dope interview, by the way. I'm gonna respond to that in a second. I've heard that so many times. Oh yeah, that was a childhood lesson in my house. So everybody's heard that. Oh, her kids only want my G baby. Got you. I agree with Miss Allen. Wife versus girl. Oh, I see the distinction right there. Saying wife her up or okay, I got you. I'm with you.
Yeah.
All right, so Jamil,
you show some commitment and I'll show you some.
So Jamil was talking about a post I had put up with Country Ring was on Shannon Sharp's podcast, Club Shay Shay is whatever they call it. And I thought it was an excellent interview. It was the follow-up. It's the interview that came after Cat Williams broke the internet. And so it's because of that, it probably won't, obviously not probably, it won't do the numbers because it wasn't a lot of controversy. But I actually thought it was a pretty good interview because he gave a lot of game away in terms of how he built his business, what he's done. He allegedly made like $20 million over the last 3 years doing skits on the internet, which is crazy when you just hear that kind of number. But he kind of lays out how he did it. But the post that I put up is with him talking about building that cash through the internet and then going to real estate. And what he said was he goes into deals with cash on the table because it's treated completely different. And I thought it was an interesting perspective because when you see things online now, everybody's talking about OPM and I ain't trying to use none of my own money. I mean, and that's cool. Strategically speaking, if that's your thing, that's your thing. But I also feel like having skin in the game opens up doors that not having skin in the game doesn't open up, and allows you to operate differently. So he said that he took $500,000 cash and bought like a plot of land. And then each crib that on that land paid $200,000 cash for it. So he's into the whole thing like $6 million. He said, but because everything's paid out of pocket, now when he goes to the bank to borrow, he's not borrowing to do a project. He has a project done. He's borrowing from a project that's already done. He's getting his money back out that way, and then he can continuously rinse and repeat. So it's just a different strategy.
I mean, and that's not bad because my thing is it having the upfront capital allows him to make decisions different. You know what I mean? Like, and it also allows the people that's making the decision to make a different decision because they know they can get their money quickly.
Yo, and to me, he dropped a lot of gems, and it's funny because I'm gonna get some of these comments because it kind of like is what I was thinking as I was watching it, right? Because Don says that's crazy because he's not funny at all. Like, yo, I got no shade against dude. I just don't find his brand of humor fun. It's not for me, right? And that's okay. But I think that's the lesson in that. The lesson in that is a lot of
money that he made.
Bro, is 8, depending upon what you read, 8-9 billion people in the world. And you ain't got to be for everybody, but if you find your core group and you could build with your core group, it don't matter that me and Don don't find Bull funny. Bull still make millions without me and Don finding him funny. And I think that's the lesson in that. Like too many times we try to please everybody. I remember someone in marketing told me like, yo, when people like unsubscribe from your list or unfollow your page, like, that's a good thing because you're getting them away. They're not your core folks. So whether people subscribe or unsubscribe, either way you win. Because, you get someone away from who's not really your folks. So I think that was a part of the interview, too, because I'm like, I watched some skits. I'm like, So Kahan said, I just watched the interview. It was very good. He dropped gems. That Cat Williams interview had 52 million views in 2 weeks. Controversy sells.
Dang. 50. Yo, they got paid, bro. Yo, they got busy.
His skits are like black soap opera. And people watch him every day faithfully, and then they replay them. Yeah, that's the thing. He got them replays. Even one of my girls is now on the show, and that's the other thing he talked about is how many folks. He said one of his people that worked with do skits with him, he paid him $1 million last year.
Damn.
So he said I'll definitely check it out. And that GC, that's what it is. It worked for him. He found the audience, and it works for him. But the interview was interesting though, like because he was giving game though. That entire interview was fire. He said he got the church and the streets, even though people think he's corny. And that was interesting too. He was like, yo, he was breaking down so many things though. He was breaking down like how he makes a lot of money on Facebook. And, I've heard him say in other interviews too, like he was like, people like to go to IG because they feel like it makes them popular. He was like, but folks on IG don't spend no money. You know, you go to YouTube and Facebook, it's an older demographic. He was like, but they got more bread. He said, folks be wanting to be popular and not really get to the bread. So, you know, yeah, but he was giving it up. Though Dame Dash always says he uses his own money, and that's why he's a boss. And these other celebrities are not, because they use other people's money. So he does say that, right? He does say that. But there's a difference. Dame be saying some wild stuff like, yo, I just invest everything. And I mean, Dame also just said in court that he can't afford to pay his child support. But that's either here nor there. So there's different strategies, right? But what Country Wayne was saying is kind of using your own capital and then getting other money. He was saying that he takes his money, builds it up, then he'll go get other people's money, but it's a different I think the analogy he uses, like when I'm coming to you, I already got a full plate. I already have a plate. I'm not asking you to do everything for me. I'm showing you like, yo, I got my own bread in this. So now it's a different level of risk when you're borrowing money versus going to someone up front like, yo, I got an idea. Give me some money for my idea. He's like, yo, I already got millions invested. Refi me out. You know what I'm saying? I'm showing you I can do this already. So I think it's a little different strategy than what Dame says, right? But whatever works for you. And that's the other thing about it.
Yeah, if he can get it done that way, go get the chicken, bro.
Like what GC say? GC say, look, if it worked for him, right? You know. So KW not funny to me. However, big up to him. He got like 20 children, so he need that paper. Yeah, I think Bull got like 10 kids. He's like 35 with like 10 kids.
Yeah,
that's insanity. Yeah, as he said, what's up, Cuzzo Corey?
What's up?
Yeah, so he really puts people on out the community. Someone my husband went to high school with, he put him on too. So yeah, he getting folks bread. He getting folks bread. So shout out to him. He said his overhead is $250K a month paid back to his crew instead of on equipment. That was something else that I noticed too. He was like, all these skits and everything, he was like, yo, they use microphones and iPhones. He don't even use like big equipment. And he was like, what do you mean? He's like, instead of me spending money on like crazy lighting and equipment, I put it in the people's pockets. He found a strategy that works for him.
I'm with that, because the thing is, people, man, there's nothing in the world that make people more loyal to you than you putting money in their pocket and doing it in a way, you know what I mean, where if you do whatever you do what you say you're going to do, and you pay them what you know what I mean, like there's nothing that breeds more loyalty than that. Nothing.
So
like
GC
if you can
says
get people paid, there's nothing that breeds more loyalty than that.
Absolutely not. You help people put, you know, as I like to say, help people put food on their family. Listen, that's to me, that's I hate saying this because folks get mad when I say that's part revolutionary, dog. If I can put food on your family, like now we can really build together, because you know that, you know, we out here looking for each other. Blackstone is raising tens of billions and still using debt, right? So true, but it's context to that too, though, because on their balance sheet they still have capital, right? So, and a lot of these companies do. Apple does it, Google does it, where on their balance sheet they have a bunch of capital, and he's showing capital and still, you know, using debt. So it's just different ways to use debt, right? And there's also a difference between debt and leverage, by the way, too, right? So Blackstone does do that, but a lot of times when Blackstone is using debt, and you go look and see who the debt's from, it's from themselves anyway.
Yep.
Yo, the American system is a big joke when you see everybody owns everybody. It's just a bunch of big corporations borrowing and loaning to each other. He has an audience and a track record. Yeah. So it was a dope interview, though. When people say they use iPhones, film producers mean something different than the average cat using an iPhone, but yeah, it's still less money. So, Mache, I get what you're saying. I remember Apple did the iPhone like 15 rollout, and then when it went off, I'm one of these nerds that likes to watch it. Like I just watched the S24 rollout on Wednesday at Samsung Unpacked, but I watched the Apple joints too. And at the end of the Apple joint, it said this entire production was shot on an iPhone. And then you watched it behind the scenes, and dude had an iPhone with like $2 million worth of equipment going around his iPhone. I'm like, yeah, I see what you're saying, Michelle. But some of these content creators out here, like the average cats, they don't be using a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, they use a bunch of programs on their iPhone, but they using the iPhone.
I've seen Wallow build a fan base, and I've literally sat on the street and watched him record stuff, and he
with an iPhone,
with nothing but an iPhone, like literally nothing.
Yeah,
like literally nothing.
I saw like I was like, and then like
literally nothing.
Yeah, my man, he get busy.
So I mean, some people like it all depends upon obviously there's levels, but I get what you're saying though because I remember Apple did that, and I was dying laughing like dog. All this, the different stuff they had going around. The lighting itself was like worth probably 6 figures. I'm like that's kind of a lie, but anyway. What are some modern day hustles for children since paper routes and penny candy are played out like Sports Illustrated?
I will tell you, penny candy is not played out. It's not a penny no more, but that's not played out. I ain't gonna put my son out there like that.
Uh-oh.
But my son uses some of the products that we have in the house, the candy, the stuff around, and he put a little couple dollars in his pocket.
All right, Jamil, stream on Twitch, streaming video games.
Yeah, they definitely doing that for a couple dollars and some chicken. A lot of kids they do like these blogs, these like the kids is out here really getting to it. Like they out here, man. Like, and they got their own little fan bases. And when I say little, I mean giant fan bases with little people, and they getting busy, like busy, like man.
Listen, kids in Philly still sell waters and get to it.
Yo, listen, selling waters, yo. We talk about the return on investment on that. It's crazy return on investment on that.
Yeah. So,
Cora, my wife will tell you, like,
I ain't trying to get you to incriminate yourself. From a legit standpoint, what's the hustle that you had as a kid? When you maybe have been a kid or a teenager, that one of your hustles that was legit. I ain't trying to get you to.
I used to go to the supermarket for all my neighbors. I used to ride my bike, go to the supermarket, and go pick up their groceries, and then I pay the hack man to bring their groceries back. So really, I just go to their house, get a list. I go shopping and all that. I pay the hack man, give them the address, and then they take it back to the person. And I would do all my neighbors like that.
Yo, shout out to the hack man back in the day. Used to be all the markets in Philly. Like, do they still even exist with Uber and Lyft? Like,
that's the hack man then.
No, okay, got you. All right, but I'm gonna tell you a little hustle I had in school.
And my fault. And well, I don't know if it's legal or illegal. I used to buy prescriptions.
All right, see, I told you I was trying to stay away from
it.
I'm talking about legit stuff, bro.
Those same old people would sell me their prescriptions.
All right, bro. Stop. All right, so one of the legit joints I had though, I made a bunch of money selling locker mirrors.
Ooh, I bought some from you at high school. I bought a couple.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I bought a couple. Yo, he's not lying because I bought a couple.
I used to have a custom, I had an uncle who could make custom joints, put your name on it or whatever, and there was some tape on the back, and it go. The women used to love them joints. I want my name on it. Like, cool. It was a nice little hustle right here, selling locker mirrors. Always been about a flip, right? All right, so let's see. Said food in their famous George W. Yeah, definitely a George W. classic. I can give most people my Sony A7R11 and use my phone, and I'll do better work. Well, that's because you're the talent. Doesn't matter what the device is, right?
Yeah.
I have students who make $1,000 a week selling snacks from their backpacks at school.
Easy.
Streaming gameplay, TikTok editing, building on Roblox. That's two. Editing. If you know how to edit well, and some of these kids on TikTok, like, I be sitting there thinking, like, do they even know that they're filmmakers? Like, their editing game be on like another level.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
Some of these kids are like legit filmmakers. What's up, Pass? Said Corey was Instacart before Instacart. That's basically what he said.
Yeah.
So I think if the internet were around in the 80s and 90s, we would have been better off because it would have been easier to figure out how to do other things. But it also would have been a major distraction, right? So that's the thing about the internet. It's the good and the bad. Because as much as you figure out how to do things and as much great information, yeah, Don know what I'm talking about because I think me and Don got the same timeline. It'd be all kinds of quiet. I can go on my timeline right now and just hit refresh, and I'll probably have about 10 things pop up. 3 of them going to be like, it's gonna be something outrageous that someone retweeted that Charleston White did or said. Umar gonna drop something that's gonna go viral. It's gonna be something just completely ridiculous that's gonna like make you want to blow the planet. It's just pure insanity. Then I'm gonna have like 4 conscious posts too. Like so, it's gonna be, here you go, braiding straight backs and doing papers in high school, editing for others, dancing at weddings. and other functions. Okay, that kind of dancing. All right, let's see. My daughter was slinging snacks for a while, but schools make that difficult sometimes. I sold Spice Girl lollipops in 5th grade. I used to puff paint T-shirts and sell them. I even painted landscapes on rocks and would sell them, making bracelets doing hair. Also, Brianna been about the hustle. My friends made money in high school burning CDs, using the school's computer equipment, and $5 a CD. I'm not going to tell you about a movie business I once had called Gym Busters, but it was legendary. But I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to leave it alone for a lot of reasons, man. In college, me and my roommate would ride bikes through the tailgate parties and take delivery orders because the people couldn't leave. Yeah, we got a lot of hustlers out here, man. I used to buy G.I. Joes, Transformers, and He-Mans from the older kids and flip them to my peers with the money I got from cutting grass. Then it was kitchen cuts and dub tapes with the tissue. Yo, my man right here was doing the Amazon. He was running his own Amazon store before it was Amazon store. He was repackaging. Yeah, that's a whole story, Michelle. Like, people still mess with me to this day. They got a couple thousand DVDs that anyway. I had my own logo printed on them Jones, and then shout out to our brother that went to school with us, DJ Drama, who definitely went to Central. He got caught up, and we ceased to run that business. Anyway, I sold my dad's newspaper in the front of this grocery store. Then I went selling candy in middle school.
Damn.
I used to sell popcorn balls and candy apples in high school. Yo, y'all was getting to it. The reason why I say that is because if you don't have a sales mentality, you could have figured out other ways to use your mind. Got you. Now I make jewelry, flip vintage high-end pocketbooks, purses. I used to go to the dollar store, get all my Valentine stuff, and make baskets in high school. Yes, y'all was out here hustling, man. Shout out to y'all, man. That's dope.
Yo, the crazy part is people still doing those flips and all that stuff. They just doing it on eBay or they doing it on Amazon and all of that. They just moved it from the streets to the internet.
Yeah, pretty much. Pat says, my first kid I found a diaper wholesale and then began to set up contracts with daycares to have diaper delivered to. Oh, you scaling up that business.
No, listen, that is the reason for me and my wife used to do that because that's how we got the name Baby King. That was what we originally did in our business. We used to wholesale diapers.
Wholesaling diapers. Yo, it's funny though, because like as much as everybody wants to get into tech and as much as things happen, some of those boring businesses still be kicking off all kinds of cash. Like, and I know people that boring businesses still tend to kick off cash. The Beautiful Nerd. I just watched y'all video on AI changing the game, and I found y'all very insightful and entertaining. Oh man, appreciate the compliment, man. That's dope. Thank you for watching the video and thank you for tuning in. We appreciate the feedback. Appreciate that. That's dope. I do that on my Amazon and Walmart stores now.
Yeah, flipping diapers. Like people not gonna stop having kids.
I didn't know you could do it on Walmart. Now I've been out of that game so long that I know Walmart was a part of it. Yo, I used to run an Amazon arbitrage business. You know who put me onto that, Core?
Who?
Jamal.
Oh, yo, I knew you was gonna say him. Yo,
he put me onto that, dog. No lie, it was like 2014 or something. And we was making money, but yo, like I told you earlier, I didn't want to do it. It took too much of my time because I didn't have a system set up the way that I see people now online have systems set up. So I was actually going out to the stores myself, flea markets, all that myself. And I used to have that. I remember they first released the app. That's how long ago it was. You put the app on your phone and you see like, what it's selling for on Amazon. And I was like having to go out and buy stuff. And then you hit a lick. Like it was Five Below had a book. It was one of the Phillies players that wrote a book and they all ended up in Five Below. And I had a crazy lick, made several grand off it. But I was like, yo, I'm out here working though. Like, it was too much work for me. Like, but I see people that I've learned now to like really build the business out and that's the difference between a hustle and a business, right? Yeah. I was using it as a side hustle. I didn't build a business where I had someone doing the work.
Yep.
And but you live and you learn. Because I see people actually scaling out businesses where they have someone doing the shopping for them. Maul had it to the point where he was having things sent from China to him. Yo, Maul online hustle game. I don't even know. I haven't talked to him in a little while, so I have no idea but he's always 10 years ahead. I remember he had like 50 books that were written in the name of some white woman. and he showed me his Amazon store, and it was all these books, but written. He had cookbooks and everything written by this white. He had built a whole brand of this white lady, and the white lady didn't exist. It was him.
He was using AI way before he was using AI. It was way before we was even thinking about it.
He was selling cookbooks, aprons. He had like verticals off of this lady. I forgot the lady's name, and I was like, "Yo, you put like an online Martha Stewart, but this lady's not real." And I was like, "All right, so my man is." So I have no idea, and this was years ago. I have no idea what he's probably doing now. I haven't talked to him. He put me down with the Amazon.
He's probably Jeff Bezos. Ago. He is Jeff Bezos. He probably just
his online hustle game was crazy.
He was with it.
I applied to SGC sports cards and other. Okay, the other day I might need to see if my card from 90's worth anything. Let me know how that works out for you. I wrote papers for students at John Jay, along with papers for my peers in high school. Writing papers for money is dope. Wholesaling diapers and baby equipment. Beautiful nerd. Oh, appreciate the super chat. Appreciate it. Gains and subscribe. Keep with the great content.
Thank you. Appreciate you,
man. Thank you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the super chat. We appreciate it, man. That's dope. Listen, man, y'all know how we do every Friday. And for the beautiful nerd who doesn't know, we're live every Friday and we do a giveaway at the end of our Friday show. So we're getting ready to do that. Shout out to the Bitcoin community. I got a lot of love for the Bitcoin community for my continuous trolling of Vanguard. As a matter of fact, once I get off here, I'm about to go see if they posted anything so I can keep trolling Vanguard. But with that being said, if anybody wants to be put in our giveaway, put a 1 in the chat. And for those that are tuning in for the first time, what we do, we put you guys, the wheel of names is what it's called. We do a random giveaway. We select a name, and whoever name comes up, we give them $25 of Bitcoin. And we do this every Friday, man, as a way to give back to our community. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate the love and support. A couple more comments. The flips on Amazon get crazy. E-commerce will have you in the street.
Throw your one.
Yeah. See, Joyful, that's what if I would have learned how to like scale that at the time, I didn't know. I probably would have still kept that as like a side business. But I just didn't have time to dedicate to it. Like I just didn't. Trying to do the Amazon arbitrage, but it's not working for me because I can't get bulk things like I want. I can't only pick up things. Oh, yes, that's the thing right there, right? What he just said. One at a time, so it's really not coming together. And that was my problem with shit. I was like, I found myself like, yo, this is my weekend, and I'm over on a weekend. I'm going through Walmart. I'm in Five Below. I'm like, I'm really dumpster diving on a weekend. I'm like, do I want to do this?
You was getting your Gary V on.
Yeah. See, but here's the thing, right? So I've been trading options for a long period of time. I didn't get really good at it. I'm gonna be complete. All right, it's time for some transparency, right? I learned to invest in the 90s. I learned to trade options probably in the early 2000s. But I didn't really get good at it until I met Jay Johnson. And that's a fact. I give my brother his flowers because I knew how to do it. I understood the concept. But Jay really got me focused and helped me to actually learn how to make money from trading options, right? So that was a couple years. I met Jay a couple years after the whole, 2014 arbitrage thing. The problem when Jay taught me how to make options is now I compared the time spent doing that to everything else. It's like, yo, I can make X amount of money with this amount of work. So I compare everything to options now. I was going over one of my business partners today. We were looking at a real estate deal. And the deal was cool. The deal cash flowed, I think, like $400 a month after all expenses, right? Looking at the numbers. Regular single family home. Shout out to my man Doug Depp. We always call him single jingles. And I was telling him, I said, here's the problem with that. $400 a month cash flow after expenses. Now, granted, you're going to get the appreciation. You're talking about $4,800 during the course of a year. Let's just say I get one maintenance call that may cost me $1,200. Now you're talking about $3,600. I said, but say I get no maintenance calls at all, and I'm at $4,800 a year. How long is it going to take me to make $4,800 running cover calls or doing an option? Right?
Not 12 months.
That's my point. Options ruined everything for me, bro. So it's the gift and the curse. It's the gift and the curse.
Oh, man.
Jay made me dangerous, bro, because now it's the gift and the curse. Now I look at everything through that lens. Because, again, I really do value my time more now than I have ever done in my life. I just do. All right, so let's see. Get some more comments here so I can get to the ones. In high school, I charged $5 a page to write or $3 for corrections. Wow, I was really getting to it. All right, let me pull up this wheel of names. Yeah, man, it kind of ruins everything, man. I look at because even with the arbitrage business, I remember it was a couple of our folks try to I actually sat in the class and everything. Like, all right, I'm gonna reopen the store, and I start doing the math. I'm like, anyway, you get what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So I blame Jay for that. It's a good thing though. It's a good thing. All right, so we got Rich. Rich is in the building. What's good, Rich? LaJoya, Don, and Jose. Who else we got? Who else we got? Champ, Cookie, and K Diggy. All right. While I put this up there, make sure y'all check out our most recent podcast that just dropped. We got K Diggy. What else we got? What else we got? Dan, Yazzie, and Joyful. Joyful, joyful, Lord, we adore thee. Hearts unfold like flowers. Are Michelle, Tay, and Pascal. All right, cool. Who you got this weekend, Cole? While I do this, man, I don't want you to sit here silent, man. Who you got this weekend, bro?
And what in football?
Yeah, man. It's 4 games. Who you got?
I'm gonna
Give me
take.
your picks. Give me your picks.
I'm gonna take the Lions.
Greg Jamil.
I'm gonna take Kansas
In our home
City.
teams. That's what I'm gonna ask you.
No, I'm gonna take Kansas City over Buffalo.
Wow.
I just think they got their number. I don't think they better. I just think they got their number. I'm going to take San Francisco and Baltimore.
So basically you taking all the home teams with the exception of KC. So that's interesting, right? Because I got this whole theory.
Yeah.
I got this whole theory in my head, right? Where Buffalo has been losing to Kansas City in the playoffs, frequently recently in recent history, and I feel like they're gonna beat them this time, and they're gonna treat it like their championship, and they probably get smoked by Baltimore because their championship is just beating Kansas City. You need a F Vanguard shirt. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like it's kind of weird, right? Because once my team out, I don't really care who wins the Super Bowl.
I got you.
And my team, and listen, now that I've adopted part of your philosophy, once my fantasy team was out,
yeah,
and my hometown team, man, listen,
I got it.
And I'm not doing the sports betting thing right now because I'm
Jamal, let me answer this question. How feasible
trying not to be a degenerate while I'm paying for my young boy to go to school.
I respect that with AI and hardback or Kindle. So it's not. The problem is if you go to, and I looked at this too, it's so much competition. That's the thing about online is in terms of the retail spot is being in the next wave. Like the boy Jamal was doing this 10 years ago. That's why I'm gonna hit him up, figure out what the hell he's doing now. Cause he's always, and he got this community or something that he pays for online. And there's all these e-commerce folks that share information. He paid a nice grip for it, but they always got and now the AI the AI tools we have exist. I have no idea what they could possibly be doing, but you could do that. It's just how are you going to make your book stand out from the rest? How are you going to drive traffic to your book to get sales? That's the question right there. Kahan said this. I didn't even know what this is.
Poshmark
is my old clothes on Poshmark. It's a nice little hustle. I have no
idea.
Yeah,
that's an ad. It's the same. Is
okay. All right. Yeah. That's out of my ministry.
You funny as hell.
No, I just never heard of it. But if you know what you need, you can use Instacart. I'm recovering from knee surgery now. My Instacart shoppers are my lifeline. Listen, Instacart, man, I pay for the whole Instacart yearly joint. Yeah, I'm about that Instacart life. I love Instacart. I told you, dog, I'm lazy, man. That's exactly why I always revert back to option trading, because when you run it like a business, it's second to none. No customers, no complaints, no advertising. Pass. That's the other part. No tenants calling you about leaky toilets. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it's just different. It's just Jimmy got 50 doors to be talking like this. I'm still trying to get the one rental property. No, but Dave, I actually scaled down. I've adopted a new approach where less doors but less debt. So my goal now is to get to a point where you have 10 or 15 just paid off. Because now if you're talking about rents being 1,000 to 2,000 a month, you might be talking about 30 grand a month without having a partner with the bank. I started doing some real calculations, and I'm looking at, like, the tax write-offs you get versus the taxes you have to pay. And I'm like, the thing about it, a real estate investor is like, yo, when you start, you automatically got two business partners. Your business partners are the government,
And
right?
the bank.
And the bank. Like, so, a lot of my energy and work is going to their coffers. So how do I become the bank? Which is the great question. That's the next book. Fiat ruins everything. Options ruins everything, except it's ironic. That's actually a double entendre. Options ruin everything. All right, so let me get some more rest of these names up here. Brianna's. Kahan. Dave, I shot you an email. I'm not sure if you got it, with a plug down ATL that does lending. Joyful. All right, I think I already got Joyful, didn't I? Let's make sure. I do. Already got Joyful. All right, so Brittany and Lorraine. Did I get Brittany? I got Brianna. I didn't get Brittany yet. I want to make sure I get everybody's name, so we can get the spinning and get out of here. All right, Lorraine. Who else we got? Yeah, that's the thing. You gotta, like, how are you gonna stand out? That's the shirt. Yeah. I heard a rumor that options are the highest paid part-time job in the world. Shout out to Diamond Dave.
Shout out to Diamond Dave. We got one last person at the bottom.
I got him, Barborn. Got it. All right, so I'm gonna read the names off and let me know if I'm missing anybody. I have Rich, LaJoya, Cheating Ass Vidon, Jose, Champ, Cookie, K Diggy, Daniel, Yaz, Joyful, Mache, Tay, Pascal, Greg, Jamil, Chaz, Dave, Final Form, Clay, Rochelle, Brianna, Kahan, Brittany, Lorraine, Barborn. Am I missing anybody? Please let me know. Please let me know, and then we'll get to spinning and get out of here. But yeah, definitely make sure to subscribe to our channel. Take a look at our newest video, our newest podcast rather, because we did just drop a pod recently. We dropped one, what was it, Wednesday, Core? Every Wednesday. What am I talking about? It was about AI and how AI is changing business. Bars in the building. What's good, Bars?
What's going on, good brother?
Yeah.
I hope you're recovering well, good brother. I hope you're recovering well.
It's my guy, Bar. I talked to Bar last night or the night before, talking to Bar. And I was giving Bar the same thing I was just saying here. I was complaining to him about ain't no money in real estate. I was telling Bar, I said, Bar, we need to think of a software as a service business, man. So, and y'all got any ideas, hit me up. I'm looking to invest in a SaaS company. That's the future. All right, so has Mr. Chime Time stomped through Philly yet? I haven't seen him here. He's currently in the D. Hey, yo. His story is interesting. Came from an IT background and quit his gig last year to do food reviews, leaving $2K in tips. Yo, so the funny thing is, like, him and Keith Lee, I came across their content on TikTok first, but I always found Chime Time funnier because Keith Lee is like just so nice of a guy, but Chime Time is going in on folks.
He be at the food people
Yo,
neck. He be at their whole neck. Yo, this was trash. He be right at it, like,
yeah. He be like, yo, what is this? Like, why would you? Like, yeah. So I always find it funny, man. I'm telling you, man. The thing about TikTok, although I do notice, it's a form of war against the country, right? We know what's going on with TikTok. But the kids, I be inspired by the kids. They are everybody's so creative. Like, yo, their video editing and the different things that they're do, like the trends, like it's mind blowing to me. Like, yeah, they don't even realize they create films. Like, some of these kids are very talented. All right, so 30 seconds, we're going to spin. Good luck to everybody. Remember, if you are still here and your name is called, let me know you're still here. Then shoot me a message, myself, Core, whatever, or by the hood. Shoot us a message and say, yo, I'm here. You can hit me up on Facebook. I'm at JW the Blueprint, Facebook, Instagram. Yo, Facebook, I was telling Chaz earlier. I was talking to Chaz earlier too. I know you're like, yo, all you do is talk to people. But yo, y'all my family, so I talk to y'all. But I was inboxing with Chaz. I was telling him, like, yo, Facebook monetized my personal page. I said, so now I'm going into the archives of all these memes that's been. I said, what they don't realize is I got 10 gigs of memes in my folder. I'm about to drop the stuff out only meant for the group chat because I'm about to. You want to pay me for my personal page? All right, watch this. Pew, 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 pew. I'm like, all right, watch this. Yeah, her too. Everybody's so creative. Yeah. All right, y'all. So let's get ready to spin. Subscribe to the pod. Like the Facebook page. Do all that good stuff. Oh yeah, hit me up my personal page too, because they don't monetize that too. So y'all about to see me flood y'all timelines with all kinds of ratchetness. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm about to sell out like the folks on Twitter do. You just try to get engagement. Anyway, we're getting ready to spin, so let's get to it. One more thing before we spin. I keep saying one more thing, but one more thing. Don't forget our 10th. This will be our 10th camp coming up this summer. Time is flying by so fast that we're almost at the end of January, which means that the summer will be here before you know it. This will be our 10th camp. I mean, the fact that we got the 10 is crazy in itself. So looking forward to this. So make sure you stay in tune with us. And for those who have no idea what I'm talking about, because I see we got a lot of new folks here, Corey and I do a free financial camp every summer for the youth. We did it live in Philly, but now it's online so people can get access to it from all across the world. As long as the kid can read, they can be entered into the camp. And we always make sure every year to add new stuff to it. So want to have fun games. And I'll be reaching out to some of y'all in there too to maybe come on, be a guest speaker or something and just pour into the babies, man. With that being said, good luck to everybody. Let's get this spinning. And the winner this week of this week's Bitcoin is Yes. Are you here? That is the key. Yes, if you're here, let me know you're here. Shoot me an inbox, give me your cash tag, and you will get paid this evening. We got a congrats from LaJoya, but still waiting to hear from Yaz. Funny thing is, like, when some folks leave out and they get called and we respin, it's funny because no one goes back to watch the end of the show, so they don't even realize that they won, and then that thrown back into the hat. There she is. Yaz is in the building. So, yeah, shoot me an inbox. Shoot it right now. I'm old and washed, so I will forget. Shoot me an inbox and give me a cash tag. We'll get you your Bitcoin right away. We appreciate you for always supporting. You know what I mean? And shout out to everybody who supports.
Sure.
We'll be back here next Friday.
Much love.
Y'all be back here next Friday.
The craziest amount of love, man. It ain't about the numbers, man, because we do this for the love because y'all really show up and show out. So we feel like we should show up and show out with y'all. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. So with that being said, we'll be back here next Friday. Another giveaway, another show. We're going to talk about whatever is going on in the world. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Please stay safe out there, especially everybody where it's snowing, because we got 6 inches pause in Philly and folks are still driving and acting a fool. So please stay safe out there. We appreciate you. Oh, last thing I want to say. I keep saying that. One last thing. February 23rd and 24th in Philadelphia, there's a movie, B1 the movie. And this movie is coming. It's a screening of the movie, which is brought to you by IB Big Investment Club. That's our investment club. And for those who don't know about that, Corey and I belong to an all-black investment club where, I got another message that came through. Hold up. Michelle, I'm going to put this up again because I agree with you. All of the best. Jabbar's laughing. Pass says, spin 2 more. All right. See, this also happens when you stay late. Some of our folks like to contribute, man. Pass says he's going to do 2 more $25 lots. So let me pull this back up. Yaz, you got to come off, unfortunately, because you already won. But we're going to spin 2 more folks to win. So y'all got to be here, though. If y'all ain't here, then you can't win. And also, everybody shout out Pass, man. Shout out Pass. Montez Eubanks is him in the chat. Just shout out Pass because Pass always helps us give back to the folks. Joyful, hope you're still here. She said good night, but I hope you're still here. K Diggy popping bottles. Shout to Pass though, man. Pass is the realest. He is the realest.
The absolute realest.
Yeah. When are y'all sharing the investment club info? So I'll give you the website now. It's ibbig.net. ibbig.net. It stands for I Buy Black Investment Group, but it's ibbig.net. Or Lorraine, you can shoot me a message, inbox me or something. I'm at JW the Blueprint on everything. I think I changed my name on Farmers Only. I'm joking. I'm not on Farmers Only. But no, shoot me a message. I'll get you the information. But you can also go to ibbig.net and get the information about our club. What we're building is amazing. We got, a couple 100,000 in assets already. And it's very transparent. So what's the dope? Kahan, it's a couple members of our group actually in the chat too. Kahan is one of them. Joyful is still here. All right, cool. Appreciate you, Passer, working through the Amazon Paycheck Friday class. Yeah, for those that are in the MDC, Pass did a whole class on how you can get paid every Friday. Look, LaJoy is here. Cookie says, thank you, Pass. Rochelle says, thank you, Pass. Thank you, Pass. Yeah, so shout to Pass. 2 more. Here we go. Gratitude, Pass. There we go. ibbig.net. There we go. Yeah, it's folks here. It's folks here, Pass. We're going to do 2 more spins. More thanks for the pass. All right, let's get it, y'all. Good luck to everyone. And our next winner is... Gotta be here, though. Gotta be... Diamond Dave. Is Dave still here?
Diamond Dave.
Is Dave still here? Dave might have bounced.
Dave a busy dude.
That's our guy. But guess what? Love you, Dave. But if you ain't here, we gotta, we gotta make sure folks get this.
Keep it moving. I said I keep it moving.
K Diggy. All right, we got more congrats. Yo, Dave, just let me know if you're here. There we go.
You won the Bitcoin, good brother.
You won, Dave. We did a second spin and you won.
Shoot us that cash tag so we can send that Bitcoin over.
Dave, inbox me your cash tag, Dave. And I'll make sure you got it. And K Diggy, we still got 1 more left. So, matter of fact, now let me write this down myself. We got Yaz and Dave, and we got 1 more coming. Pause. Let's see who that shall be. Dave, shoot me that inbox that to me on Instagram or one of them Johns. Yeah, that way I can just, as soon as I get off here, I'm gonna shoot it to you. All right, so here's the last one. And as a matter of fact, let me do one thing before I do that. I want to make sure I'm putting the word out about this. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, man. 1 more. We got 1 more. Shout to Pass, man, again for always coming through and blessing us and allowing us to do more things and give away more, man.
Yep.
All right. Let me see. All right, here we go. Remove Dave from the circle. When does circle come back on? That's my show on Netflix. Yo, speaking of that, real fast, another thing I want to tell y'all. I'm watching this crazy documentary on Netflix. It's a 3-episode joint. It's called The American Horror Story, American something. It's about this young lady who got kidnapped out of her crib. And y'all gotta watch it. I don't even know how to explain it without giving anything away. Let me get the name of this joint too, because I want to know what y'all think about this. It's a 3-episode joint though, but it's absolutely insanity. He said, I haven't won a lottery in a minute. I need the Powerball next. Man, listen. Powerballs be going crazy. It's called The American Nightmare, and it's a true story, and it's absolutely insane. All right, with that being said, let's do this last spin, man, and get out of here. Dave's removed. So remember, you gotta let me know you're still here, and you will get paid. And the winner is Jose.
Jose
with the W. Jose, you still here, bro? Yes, Dave and Jose. Jose, are you still here? All right, let's see what else we got. Whoa. This lady at my church told us how some dude manipulated her niece and she was gone for 43 days. They found her in Utah. Wow. Yeah, I see a lot of that online now where people just be like disappearing. Like Don thought he's about to get that dub. It came close though. Jose said he's still here. Jose, shoot me a message, man. I know I got your cash app, but just shoot it to me, man. I told you I'm old and washed. I want to make sure I get everybody paid. So I got Yaz, Dave, and Jose. Y'all will get y'all chicken. Congratulations to all the winners. Subscribe to the channel. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Hey, Pass, man.
Thank you so very much, man.
Thank you for allowing us to give, shot to Pass, man. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I got to post about Pass and say thank you, man. Because if nothing else, I'm trying to get engagement because Facebook monetized my page. All right, y'all. So with that being said, I talked to my kids about that. Told them to make good decisions so their dad doesn't have to go to prison. This is true. It seems that be happening more and more though. All right, y'all. We'll see y'all here next week, 7 p.m. Friday. We appreciate y'all. Stay safe out there. We love y'all. Peace.